Hello, beautiful acupuncturists. Today we're going to talk about acupuncture needle techniques for pain-free sessions. Acupuncture doesn't have to hurt to work. And particularly, I think it's important to give pain-free sessions to new patients too. So if you're ready to learn how to be a needle ninja so your patients don't feel your needles, then watch this video. I'm Alyssadazetlac, the six-figure acupuncturist, and I went from broke and struggling and almost giving up in my practice to six-figure year after year after year, and now I've helped thousands of acupuncturists all around the world with the success of their practices, and now I'm gonna help you too. In today's video, we're gonna go over 5 points for how to give pain-free sessions. The first point that we're going to talk about has to do with your new patients. Something that I found was a good way to introduce a newbie to acupuncture was by always making the first point that you insert in them spleen 6. Now, the reason for this being that spleen 6 is pretty much a fairly pain-free point, no matter how you needle. And so when you let them know, okay, I'm gonna put your first acupuncture needle in you, you put the needle in the point, and then you ask them if they felt anything. Most of the time they're gonna say no, and that's going to allow them to relax a bit more, because people could be really nervous when they first come in for their first acupuncture session. You always wanna be creating trust and relaxation with your patients. So when you verbalize what you're doing, and then when what you're doing doesn't hurt them, they really are able to relax. And when your patients relax, that also allows for the rest of the treatment to be more pain-free for them. Because we all know that when we have a very tense patient, the acupuncture needles can actually hurt a little bit more in them. So the more that you can relax your patient, then the more pain-free that the whole entire session is going to be for them. The next acupuncture technique has to do with exactly how you hit the needle. You want to make sure that you're hitting this needle straight on and with a very hard tap. I know a lot of acupuncturists, especially when you're first getting started, can be a little hesitant. But when you hesitate when you're hitting that needle in, that's gonna hurt. The pain receptors are on the surface of the skin, so the sooner and quicker and directly that you can pass by those pain receptors, the less pain that your patient's going to feel when you needle them. So make sure when you are tapping your needle in to tap it straight on, direct, and hard. Our next technique has to do with when you take the needles out. When you remove needles from your patient, always be sure that you press the skin next to the needle. This creates a distraction technique in the sensations, which allows you to remove the needle without the patient even feeling it. Do this from head to toe on every needle, even on the face. When I take needles out of the face, I will not just press next to the needle, but I'll actually have a little cotton pad and I'll press with the cotton pad next to where I'm removing the needle. This actually is just in case you get a tiny drop of blood coming out from any of the face needles. You want to make sure that you apply gentle pressure to that immediately so that you don't get any bruising in the face. Fourth technique for pain-free acupuncture needle sessions is to make sure that in areas where you have thicker skin, you are pressing the tube in harder. Two of the most common areas are kidney 1 on the bottom of the foot and SI3 on the side of the hand. This is thicker skin. So make sure that you really press that tube in and then hit your needle straight on, direct, and hard. I'm telling you, when you needle that way, your patient will not feel the needle go in. It can be a little intimidating when you first start because it can seem kind of rough and aggressive, but especially on places where it's thicker skin, you absolutely want to make sure that you are using these techniques. And the final acupuncture technique for pain-free sessions is using angles on sensitive areas. Even if it's not the directions for how you needle these points in classic texts, I found using angles on sensitive areas to be awesome. One of my favorite spots to use angles on was the wrist, because the wrist points can be really sensitive. We got the P6, we got heart channel. All these have so many tendons and nerves right here. So instead of going perpendicularly in, when you go at an angle, you're still going to needle the point, but it's gonna have a lot less pain for your patient. Do you have an acupuncture technique that you use for pain-free needling? Let us know down in the comments so we can all learn from each other. Once you start practicing these 5 ways to give pain-free acupuncture, you absolutely will become a needle ninja. Your patients will relax so much more during treatments, and they'll refer more and more and more patients to you. And for more tips and tricks to be the best acupuncturist that you can be sure that you check out my free webinar, 7 Steps for Building a 6-Figure Acupuncture Practice. If you like this video, be sure to check out my other needling videos over here, and then give this video a like, a heart, a comment, share it with an acupuncture buddy. I love you, keep healing the world, and keep mainstreaming Eastern medicine.